Yeah. Yeah, yeah, from the culture
to the core room.
This is Truth Uncut. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks from the culture.
No cap, no spin, just facts. If it matters, we cover it. On Shreddy B.I.B. Ooh, Cobra wanna know. Ooh, it's shit the Dennis Byron show.
From the culture
to the core room.
This is Truth Uncut. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks from the culture.
No cap, no spin, just facts. If it matters, we cover it. On Shreddy B.I.B. Ooh, Cobra wanna know. Ooh, it's shit the Dennis Byron show.
From the culture
to the core room.
This is Truth Uncut. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks from the culture.
No cap, no spin, just facts. If it matters, we cover it. On Shreddy B.I.B. Ooh, Cobra wanna know. Ooh, it's shit the Dennis Byron show.
From the culture
to the core room.
This is Truth Uncut. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks from the culture.
No cap, no spin, just facts. If it matters, we cover it. On Shreddy B.I.B. Ooh, Cobra wanna know. Ooh, it's shit the Dennis Byron show.
Yeah, from the culture
to the courtroom.
This is true fun cut. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats when Dennis Byron speaks. History speaks from the culture.
No cap, no spin, just facts. If it matters, we cover it. Much ready, B.I.B. Ooh, Barbara wanna know. Ooh, it's shit the Dennis Byron show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. If you're joining me tonight, please put a 1 in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. Okay, let me just get on the screen. Let me get on the screen here. Let me get that out of here. Let me get that out of here. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, put a one in the chat if you hear the sound of my voice. Put a 1 in the chat. We had some microphone issues earlier. I don't know how that, hopefully it resolved itself. We changed the microphone, but just let me know if you guys can hear me with a 1 in the chat. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to talk about what is really buzzing on the internet in hip hop, and that is Nicki Minaj joining the stage with President Donald Trump last night. And I'm looking across various platforms and I'm seeing people are very upset about this. Very upset about this. They're upset that Nicki Minaj joined the stage. This is a booger. What? Wait a minute, hold on a second. Oh, wait, hold on. you know, guess what? So it's like, you got a booger in your nose. Oh, no, I got a booger in my nose. But I tell you what, we're going to put you on a timeout because you just like to play games. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so Nicki joined the stage with President Trump last night. And people wondered, like, well, we know she's professed her support for MAGA and Charlie Kirk. She professed her, you know, her love for MAGA and Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk for that matter. But we know Charlie Kirk really didn't have nice things to say about her. But that's another conversation for another day. But let's talk about what happened last night and why are people so upset. Why are they really upset? You know, because, you know, from what I remember over many years, rappers have come out and spoke about their positions in society and spoke about their political viewpoints, dating back to Public Enemy. And, you know, Public Enemy, Flavor Flav, and Professor Griff. So this is not something new in hip hop. But because of, again, social media, it pushes the message out there faster, farther than we ever seen before. And, you know, and I understand when people feel like rappers should just do music, but no, I don't think that that's always the case. I think that when you have a voice and you have a fan base, rappers are not just committed to music. You know, they speak about issues that affect them. And typically when you see rappers today pair up with a political figure, it's because they want something out of it. They want to get something out of a relationship with a political figure, whatever that is. You know, at the end of the day, people get in politics for one or two reasons. They either want to change their community or they want to change their personal circumstances. And someone to say, hey, you know, I'm not going to go into the Nicki's personal life and what, you know, some people have bashed her for publicly. But what I will say is she's not just getting into bed with Donald Trump unless she wants something out of it. And I want to say that while situations involving her family members are state related, they're not. She's not getting into bed with Donald Trump for that purpose. And what I'm saying for that purpose is he cannot pardon any of her family members that I know of based on situations that they've gone through or they're currently in right now. So one would ask, so what is it that Nicki Minaj wants from Donald Trump? And we're going to get into that in a little while. But she's not the only modern day rapper who has decided to show their support for MAGA. We had Snoop Dogg, we had Nelly, we had Waka, we had Big Git from Goody Mob and Cujo, from what I learned recently, that they are proud supporters of MAGA. And they're getting a lot of backlash on social media. Even Waka, but Waka has a fan base that he caters to, as well as now Nicki is probably going to have she's going to lose a lot of followers as this happens when people take political positions. So the question is, do rappers have the right to take a political position when people have joined their I won't say cults, but they became the followers of these rappers because of their music? Because a lot of times people sign up, they just want to hear the music. They don't care about your personal viewpoints. They care about your music. And and while rappers if they have a strong following, they will likely have people that will support them in whatever they do. So I'm gonna pull a video up that is making its way on the internet now. I'm gonna see if we can pull that video file up. It should be here in a second. Yeah, we want that file there. We want that. Where we're looking for it right now. Okay. I'm gonna share this with you guys. There we go. Come on. There we go. And this video obviously is making its round on the internet. And this is where the president.
We're also pleased. My daughter, she went crazy when she heard that this was. I want to go. She happens to be in the wrong state right now for that. But when she heard that there's a certain person that's here who's the greatest and most successful female rapper in history, Nicki Minaj. Come on.
Well, hold on. I won't say she's the most successful in history, and maybe you guys can chime in. But is she the most successful female rapper in history? I don't know. That may be another discussion that we can have later on. Let's see.
And and Nicki makes a lot of cash. Not as much as Michael Dell. Not quite. Not as much. But that's.
Why did you have to compare her to someone else? Come on, Donald. What are you doing here? Just give her accolades.
Okay. But Nicki makes a lot of money, and she's generously stepping up. She's investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in Trump accounts to support the children and really the children of her incredible fans. That's great. Focus on that. Why should you give to somebody else's fans? Give to your fans. I like that.
So this is called Trump accounts. What is Trump accounts? So what I'm learning, Trump accounts is a program that he's announced that these donations or these monies that people are donating or giving to are going to be used for children, underprivileged children. But it's called trumpaccounts.gov. Now they have Obamacare, but this is Trump accounts. You know how he likes to put his name on things. Like he put his name on those 2020 checks during COVID. He put his name on that, and it helped. It helped him down the road because people really believed that money came out of his pocket, but it really didn't. It actually came out of the Treasury, and it was passed by Congress.
But and I just think she's great. I've been hearing so much over the years because I didn't know Nikki, and I've been hearing over the years she's a big Trump supporter and a Trump fan, and she took a little heat on occasion. Her community isn't necessarily. I tell you, we did pretty damn well with that, with your community, as we say. But Nikki has been an unbelievable supporter. She gets almost as much as Mr. Wonderful over here. He's been another one that's been so good. But I'd like to ask you to come up, Nikki. Come on up. Come on. She's been such a great supporter and a great supporter of Trump accounts. And I said, I'm going to let my nails grow because I love those nails. I'm going to let those nails grow. She's so good. She's been MAGA. What can I say? She's been with us all the way, right, Alex? She's been with us all the way, and just want to thank her. And it wasn't so easy. For you, it was easier, right? You want to come up? You want to come up? Mr. Wonderful, come on up here. You've been terrific. Come on up.
Hello. Well, I don't know what to say, but I will say that I am probably the president's #1 fan.
That's cap. Anyway, I'm just going to say that. I'm sorry. But I didn't know until I saw Don Lemon's report that Nikki wasn't actually a United States citizen. I didn't know that. And Nikki's been in America a long time. I did not know that she wasn't actually a United States citizen. But that has since changed, according to a recent post by Nicki Minaj. That has since changed. But I didn't know she wasn't a U.S. citizen. But she's been moving around. She's been, I don't know. Anyway.
And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more. And it's going to motivate all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him and, the smear campaigns. It's not going to work, okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him. Amen.
Thank you.
On behalf of all the entrepreneurs in America, I'd like to thank you, Mr. President, because we create 72% of the jobs. Companies 5 to 500 employees.
Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this shot right here. She's holding his hand. She's holding his hand. Oh, he's holding her hand. And look at Nikki's face. What do you guys see there? She's probably thinking to herself, I'm a married woman. I am a married woman, sir. You might be the president of the United States, but I am a married woman. he said he told him. Oh my goodness. Looks like an awkward moment, but I digress. Let's see.
All we care about is policy. We love policy, pro-business policy, and these accounts are fantastic for independence and support. I thank you very much. It's all about the entrepreneur, and I think you know that, sir.
Well, that was great. A little interlude. I don't know. That's better than getting Scott Bessent up.
Okay. So, what do you think the end goal is for Nikki? Well, some could speculate that they don't have to speculate anymore. She's purchased one of the Trump cards. And this Trump card, I believe it costs $1 million. And that $1 million will assure that she is a citizen of the United States. And some would say, well, is that legal? To pay $1 million to become a citizen? I mean, it's American business. And Trump is he's a businessman. So she has bought into she's now an American citizen. And I think that people are not understanding that when people get into politics, they get into it for a reason. We've seen Lil Wayne, we've seen Young Boy, we've seen other rappers get into bed with politicians and join the MAGA movement because of personal things that were personal to them. So I don't fault them for that because that's their prerogative. If they build wait, hold on, listen, let me say something. My brother, Class E Beats. It's nothing but love for you, my brother. I mean, you have a position and you have a right to have a position, but I too have a position. And it's a great thing that we can have healthy conversations and talk about these things that are passionate to us. Because a lot of you say, hey, Mr. Byron, you can't be too, opinionated. But I've always had opinions. That has formed who I am. But my brother, Class E, the younger guy, he's more handsome than I am, but he still has these opinions that sometimes be like, why you say these things? But they was giving me some smoke the other day. I didn't say nothing. I saw on Twitter, they were giving me some smoke. They were giving you a little smoke, sir. I didn't tell them, but that's what happens. Listen, they gave me some smoke too, but it's interesting that you learn people's position and they have positions. And I don't even Class E, I don't judge you in your position. I just give my opinion and I keep it professional. Some people go crazy. I can't believe this. Someone called me the N-word yesterday. I'm like, the N-word? You call me the N-word? How dare you? I'm appalled. However, it's nothing. It's the people behind the keyboard. They would not look in your, some would may, but most wouldn't look in your face and say those same words. So I get it. As long as we can keep it friendly, peaceful. I posted that picture, the picture that I posted. Someone said, "Where's the man's head at?" Well, he's hiding. He's ice. He's hiding. Listen, even when I'm talking about now, I don't want to get, because Class E joined in. It was a picture I posted of, and this is a serious subject. Alex Preddy, that was murdered. Some say assassinated. Some say executed. But the fact of the matter, he was senselessly killed, and the video speaks for itself. And I think that when people see the video, it's undisputable that we saw what we saw, and this person shouldn't have lost their life. I saw a video today earlier that was posted on Instagram, and Donald Trump Jr. posted the video. And this video purported to be a video of Mr. Preddy kicking a car belonging to ICE. I didn't see that video. Apparently, I didn't see it prior to me making my post. But does that change what happened? Does that video change what happened? Because some would say, and I'm not saying this, some would say that if you look at that video and you put everything in context, maybe the officers initially thought that he was aggressive, he would be aggressive towards them. Because if you're seen on video kicking a not police, but ICE vehicles, they may view that as someone that's aggressive. Not to say this man deserved to lose his life. I'm not saying that. But if that video is accurate, it now gives people another perspective to look at. And that's all I'm saying. But was that video AI? Because that could also be the case. The technology is that good to recreate a situation. So when the video was released by Donald Trump Jr. on Instagram, people asked the question and said, "Was this AI?" And my question was to Donald Trump Jr. was, why didn't the video come out earlier? Why is it now just being released? We know that there was video of many different people. There were videos of other individuals recording the day that Preddy was killed, as well as apparently there was another encounter that Preddy had with ICE agents. And from reporting, apparently Preddy had injured his rib during some kind of altercation with the ICE officers. So again, this is a very dark situation, and it's probably going to play out up into the midterm elections. So with that, I know a lot of people are very opinionated on that story, and it's unfortunate. But we'll see how that plays out. But my point with the rappers being a part of MAGA is that rappers for many years have taken political positions in different political situations. For example, if people were unjustly imprisoned, or there was, I remember there was a situation back in the, I want to say 90s with apartheid. And there were rappers who came out and spoke about apartheid. And there were also rappers that rapped about Nelson Mandela in their music. So, you have conscious rappers and you have not so conscious rappers. You have rappers that take strong political positions, and you have some rappers that don't really, they talk directly to their community, to the community that they rap to. So I don't think we should be so hard on the rappers, because when you start following them, when you start listening to their music, they didn't say, "Hey, listen, I have a political position, and and if you want to support my music, you have to accept the stuff that I'm talking about." They don't never tell you that stuff. They just go and put their music out. So I understand, but I don't think people should be so surprised that Nikki was on stage with Trump. I mean, she obviously wanted to get something out of this. Do I believe she was a big fan of his? I don't know about that. I really don't. But it is what it is. Let's see. Not a fan of rappers being used as political. Okay. Okay. Well, hold on. Let's think about this, Classy. Let's think about this. Let me post that there. Let's see. You say, not a fan of rappers being used as political pawns. The community should be embarrassed that this is even a tactic. Well, listen, both sides have used rappers for their political advantage. Biden, Kamala Harris used Cardi. I won't say used Cardi. Cardi, she offered her name up to be used and her likeness and during the election. And it happens. They have a big fan base. And if one vote can, turn the direction of an election, they're going to use that person. And they got millions and millions of fans. But do we know for certain that these rappers fans are going to just go vote for someone because they like that rapper? I don't think I've ever voted for a political candidate because I liked someone's music. Look at what happened with Kid Rock, for example. Kid Rock lost a lot of fans when he came out and said he was MAGA. People just wanted to hear his music. They didn't, they were surprised when they heard, hey man, you supporting this? So it's different. Like Nicki's going to lose fans, she's probably going to gain fans. And we just got to see what the balance sheet looks like at the end of the day. So I get it. And Megan, now they're different rappers. Megan Thee Stallion, and she came out, and they handlers, their managers, their supporters, they've probably told these rappers, hey, this is probably a good look for you. And let's not make light of the fact that you have the ear of the president of the United States, good or bad. Don't care which side are you on. You have the ear of that person. Now that's a power play. People view that as a power play. You have the ear of the leader of the free world. And I don't think anyone, I won't say anyone, there probably a lot of people would probably say, hey, I don't care, I'm not going. If that person can do something to affect your life in a major way, you're probably going to take that meeting. I mean, you're probably going to may take it in private, but you're probably going to take that meeting. It's just is what it is. So I don't think that Nicki's doing something that other rappers haven't done in the past. She's obviously a very huge name, and they're both going to benefit from the relationship, because a swindle, fair exchange is not a swindle. If they both getting what they want out of a situation, then it may work for them. So I don't see a big problem with it. Some of you may, but I'm listening to different people say I'm never buying their music again. I mean that's the price of it. But then someone asks, well, why didn't Trump? Why did he look out for Diddy? Like Diddy was actually his friend. He was actually his friend. And then we got to think about what Diddy actually went to jail for. And think about the relationship that Trump has with certain rappers that are joining the stage with him. I'm not going to get messy, but you see where I'm going with this. And, that's their prerogative, but hey, I guess Diddy he didn't fit the look that the administration wanted, and that's what, that's the price of, I guess, calling the president out. I guess that's the price you pay. I don't know. But in any event, guys, we're going to see how this relationship will affect her career, good or bad. You know, we'll see how it play out. You know, this is, you know, I'm looking. People might just forget about it in a couple of months from now. You know, you may just forget about it. I don't think she's going to change the midterm elections with her relationship with President Trump, but time will tell. Let's see how much they're going to use her or utilize her. I'll say utilize her moving forward. We'll see. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining in. We just wanted to briefly talk about this video because it was very interesting that, you know, that they, you know, obviously she sat with Erica Kirk, and it was bound to happen. You know, that, you know, she's now got the ears of President Trump. So don't be mad. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining. We'll see you on our next live. I'm out of here.
Hey.